Yeah, hello everyone. So, a very good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. So, in this lecture, we are going to discuss CMA Inter December 24 Financial Accounting detailed MCQ discussion with paper review, descriptive part review. So, few days before, I already uploaded CMA Inter Financial Accounting and Corporate Accounting high impact questions, which means at that point of time, I selected some limited questions which must practice by the student to attempt CMA Inter final examination. Okay, so we'll compare that high impact questions how used in this exam paper. Then now, without wasting much time, first let's start MCQ. Section A 30 marks, 15 MCQs, each one 2 marks. Now, in that first one, a company is going concern if everyone know that going concern is a fundamental accounting consumption. That means entity is having a foreseeable future, neither plan nor intention to close the business, right? So, if that is the case, answer will be C, because there is no evidence that it will or will have to cease operations within foreseeable future. Done. Next, which of the following error or omission are not part of the bank reconciliation process? So first thing, bank reconciliation process, something which is regarding cash book, bank column only, and passbook. Now, if you observe all these four options, first one, wrong totaling of bank column of cash book, that is relevant for BRS, and wrong totaling of cash column of cash book, that is something which is irrelevant because BRS deals with only bank column of cash book and full passbook, right? So answer is option B. Next, which of the following is true about financial statements? And here the options are financial statements give summary of accounts. Obviously, financial statements provide a summarized information like using trial balance, right? They'll not give entire books of account, they'll not give entire ledger account. They'll give only ledger balances in the statement of P&L and in the balance sheet, right? Next, financial statements can be stated based on recorded facts. Obviously, based on the books of accounts, and they'll prepare financial statements, right? That means both the statements are correct. So both A and B are correct. Done. Next, option 4, like MCQ number 4, and this is about bill of exchange. And I already told like day before half day strategy. In that half day strategy, student who are going to exam, please be prepared for accommodation bills and insolvency question adjustment. So in this MCQ they have given bill of exchange adjustment. So first X draws a bill on Y for 1,80,000 rupees. That is the bill amount. And this is a mutual accommodation in the ratio of 2:1. That means out of this 1,80,000, 2/3 proportion and 1/3 proportion. So 2/3 proportion, that is 1,20,000 is responsible by X, and balance 60,000 is responsible by Y. Now X got it is discounted for 1,69,200 and remitted 1/3 of the proceeds to Y. Obviously, because their agreed ratio is 2:1, right? So 1/3 portion of the proceeds shall be remitted by X to Y. How much money should be remitted by X to Y at the time of maturity? Now, in this case, the drawee is Y, right? So, as the drawee is Y, on the due date, drawee has to pay, like Y has to pay amount to the bank. But before that, in order to mature the bill, in order to honor the bill of exchange, Y has to collect X portion of the bill for repayment to the bank. Now, in such a case, Y has to receive X share of the bill for making payment to the bank. That means answer is 1,20,000, because so as to enable Y to honor the bill, how much amount should X has to give is 1,20,000. Done. Next, MCQ number 5. The firm had a capital balance of rupees 1 lakh at the beginning of the year. In high impact questions, I selected one question that is for capital comparison method, so that if you go through with that capital comparison, you can easily attempt this 5th MCQ. So firm had a capital, what was the amount of net profit or net loss for the year? So we have to identify net profit or net loss by comparing capitals. So firm had a capital balance of rupees 1 lakh. Year beginning, there is a capital balance of rupees 1 lakh. And at the end of the year, the firm has total assets 1,50,000 and total liabilities 70,000. Now, total assets minus liabilities anyhow will get capital, right? So, closing capital is 1.5 lakh minus 70,000. Then it will come around 80,000. Now, before comparing 1 lakh and 80,000, there is a one more adjustment. If the total withdrawals during the period is 30,000, that means a drawings has to be deducted from the opening capital. Then you will get adjusted opening capital is 70,000. Now you have to compare this 70,000 with 80,000. Now, as a capital increases, whenever business earn a profit, that profit shall be added to opening capital, right? So, hence, as a capital increases, we can conclude that 10,000 rupees is a profit. So, the answer is option A. Done. Next, sixth MCQ, and this sixth MCQ is from AS 22, that is regarding income taxes, accounting for taxes on income. Now, a depreciation charge to income statement is 8 lakhs. My depreciation charge to income statement nothing but that is as per accounting. As per accounting, they charged expenses 8 lakhs. And depreciation under section 32 of the income tax act, that is 20 lakhs. So as per income tax, this is 20 lakhs. And there is a unamortized preliminary expenses as per income tax. That means unamortized preliminary expense as per income tax records 1,50,000. That means as per accounting, they already debited expenses. They already debited expense of rupees 1.5 lakh. Whereas income tax, they did not debited expenses. They did not debited expenses because that is unamortized. That means not yet transferred. Not yet transferred. Now, the total is 8 lakhs plus 1,50,000. 9,50,000 expenses already accounted as per income tax, whereas income tax act, sorry, as per accounting, whereas income tax debited 20 lakhs. Now, if the income tax expenses debited with 20 lakhs, that means there will be less profit. There will be less profit. So, whenever there is a less profit, there will be less income tax paid. Less income tax paid. So, if profit is less, tax paid will also be less, right? As here the total expense debited income tax is higher than accounting, there will be less profit in income tax. So, whenever there is a less profit in income tax, government tax payment is lower than compared to accounting. So that we can conclude that as there is a less payment in future, we have to pay tax more. We have to pay more tax. That means it is deferred tax liability, and the difference is 20 lakhs minus 9,50,000. 10,50,000 into 40%. So that is 4,20,000. The correct option is option B. And next, fourth one, I already discussed in half day strategy and even high impact questions. You should go through with the provision for bad debt problems, right? So in this problem, this is regarding provision for bad debt. And now, first we have to analyze the question by requiring point. Like first we have to read the required point. Provision for doubtful debts will be, that means current year provision. So for that we need to prepare provision for bad debt account. So provision for bad debt account. So based on the information, we'll post the each and every information in the ledger, so that automatically the balance figure will be the answer. Now, provision for doubtful debts on 1st April 2023. That means year beginning. So provision account balance is something which is created against the debtor, right? So debtor is asset. Provision method nothing but against debtor, that is a negative balance of asset. So for that we have to credit by balance brought down as 14,000. And during the year 23-24, the bad debt was 9,500. So whenever there is a provision account maintained by the company or entity, the bad debt account shall be transferred to provision account. It shall not be transferred to P&L account. So it should be closed by transferring to provision account. Further, journal entry will be provision for bad debt account debit to bad debt. So to bad debt rupees is 9,500. And the sundry debtors given as on 31st March 24 year ending was 3,25,000, right? So 3,25,000. And now provision is to be made 5% on debtors. And there is additional information. If on 31st March 24, there was additional bad debt 2,500. As there is additional bad debt, we have to make accounting of that additional bad debt. That means we have to deduct that 2,500 from 3,25,000, so that it becomes 3,22,500. And again, new bad debt shall also be closed by transferring to provision. That is already we discussed, right? So again, to additional bad debt, rupees 2,500. And now and in question they have mentioned that make sure that you are maintaining 5% provision balance, right? So this 5% shall be applied on closing date or after deducting additional bad debt. So 3,22,500 into 5%, then you'll get by 2 balance carried down at 16,125, 5% on 3,22,500. So 16,120. Now balance this ledger, 16,125 plus 9,500 plus 2,500, that is 28,125 minus 14,000. Then you'll get 14,125 that need to be debited for the year as a provision. So the answer will be option B. Done. Next, seventh one. This is we need to identify scrap value of the machine. That is very simple. So cost of machinery is 60,000 they have given. Useful life of the asset is 5 years. Annual depreciation of the machine under straight line method is 10,000. That means they have given the answer. Now we need to identify the x. Let scrap value is x. So x is equals to 60,000 minus 50,000. Then it will be 10,000. So very simple question, right? So option is B. Next, option number 9, like MCQ 9. A company deals in 3 products. Okay, that is product X, Y, Z, which are neither similar nor interchangeable. That means you can identify specifically. At the time of closing of the accounts 23-24, historical cost and net realized value of the item of closing stock are determined as below. So listen, as per the provisions of AS2, valuation principle is cost or net realized value, whichever is lower. But while comparing cost and NRV, we have to compare that with item by item separately. Whenever there is a group of items similar, we can combine all cost and all NRV so that we can easily compare. As here in the question given that X, Y, Z are neither similar nor interchangeable. That means you have to value separately. That means cost or NRV, which are nothing but 14, and here it is 16, both are same, and here it is 8. And the correct option is 16 plus 14 plus 8. The answer will be 38, right? Next, in case of a club, that means that is not for profit organization, that is acting for a welfare of its members. So excess of expenditure over income, nothing but whenever there is a expense is more than income, expense is more than income, so we can say it has a deficit, right? So option is B, is MCQ. Next, which of the following statement is not true? Not true. That means we have to eliminate which are correct. So first, accumulated profits and losses, general reserves are transferred to old partners capital accounts. Obviously, so whenever there is a new partner into the business, existing reserves shall be apportioned to the old partners, right? So that is correct only. Next, if the assets and liabilities are to be shown in the balance sheet at old values, memorandum revaluation account is to be opened. Yes, obviously, because while solving the questions, you may have observed already, that is entities maintaining the same account balances in the balance sheet. So in such a case, there is a requirement of preparing memorandum revaluation. Hence, it is also correct. Next, profit on revaluation is transferred to capital account. This is correct. In old partners, yeah, of course, but in equal ratio, and this is not correct, because revaluation profit or loss, something which is related to old partners based on their profit sharing ratio, and here they have given that is in equal ratio. This is wrong, hence not true, right? We have to select the not true, that is incorrect statement, hence it is incorrect statement. And revaluation account is a nominal account, that is obviously right, expenses, incomes. Next, MCQ number 12. Here we need to identify what is the value of closing consignment stock at invoice price. So consignment stock, nothing but stock at the consign. So stock at the consignee includes original cost at invoice price plus proportionate expenses of consignor plus proportionate non-recurring expense of consignee, right? So here P sent 1000 bags to Q at a costing 400 each at an invoice price of 500. So we need to multiply closing number of units with 500, and the cost incurred were P expenses 4000 and Q expenses 1000, which are non-selling. Non-selling, nothing but it is non-recurring. Okay, and 2000 selling expense, that is something which is irrelevant for valuation of inventory, cost of inventory. So here the expenses to be added to the proportionate closing stock is 4000 plus 1000, 5000, and this 5000 incurred for 1000 bags. Now we need 800 bags were sold by Q. That means we need to consider only amount for 200 bags. So 200 bags into 500, 200 into 500, that is 1 lakh. And next 5000 divided by 1000 into 200 is 1000. And the correct option is 1 lakh 1000. Clear? So option is A. Next, 13th one, X and Y entered into a joint venture. So these two persons like X and Y both are doing a particular economic activity on a joint control basis, and they were undertake the public issue of ABC Limited. That means they are doing the economic activity as underwriting. Now the company invited applications for allotment of 2 lakh shares at 10 per share. The issue was subscribed to the extent of 90%. X and Y both are in underwriting agreement with ABC Limited. That means if public were not subscribed the shares of ABC Limited, these two joint venturer like co-venturer has to subscribe the shares. So here total entire issue is 2 lakhs and the issue was subscribed to the extent of 90%. That means out of the 2 lakhs, 90% already subscribed by the public. That means balance 20,000 shares were to be purchased by these two venturers, because there is an agreement, underwriting agreement with X, Y and Y, and with that is with ABC Limited, right? So remaining were taken by Y. They agreed to share profits and loss in the ratio of 2:3. The share undertaken by X and Y are subsequently sold at a premium of 40%. That is something which is irrelevant for this question, because here they have a question. They have asked how many shares were undertaken by X and Y. That means which are the shares not subscribed by public, right? So out of 2 lakh shares, 90% is already subscribed, balance 10% has to be purchased by X and Y. So 2 lakhs into 10%, that is equals to 20,000. The correct option is option A. Next, 14. There is some little bit confusion in this, but before by ignoring that confusion, we can also answer the correct option. Like how? Means AS10 deals with PPE. Ind AS 16 is also deals with PPE. AS12 deals with government grants, and Ind AS 23 deals with borrowing cost. Now you have to match. So first to go with third option, Ind AS 12. So AS12 government grant. Nothing but option B, government grant of capital conversion specifically recognized. Next, Ind AS 23 borrowing cost, that is deals with qualifying asset. And here C and D both are related to PPE. So first we'll verify third and fourth. Third should be A, so third should be B, and fourth should be A. So third one should be B. That means the option is B. And fourth one should be A, that is A. So here C and D both are dealing with property, plant, equipment only. So that means based on this analysis, the correct option is option C. Next, state which of the following statement is correct. Which of the following statement is correct? That means we have to eliminate incorrect statements. So first one, a stock and data system of maintaining branch account is used for independent method. That is wrong answer, because stock and data method is something which is for calculation of profit for independent branches, right? Hence it is wrong. Next, the buyer get immediate possession but not ownership of the asset under installment system. No, because in case of installment system, both possession as well as ownership both will get transferred. Hence it is not correct. So this statement is correct in case of hire purchase system. Next, unusual items and defective items are separate under installment. There is no point we discussed about this unusual items and defect. Unusual nothing but high value items, defect nothing but damaged goods. So there is no such bifurcation in case of insurance claims. And operation lease is a recoverable contract. No, recoverable contract is nothing but finance lease, like assets sold. We can recover if the payments are failed by the lessee. Then so correct option is option D. So this is about MCQs. Done. Now section B, we have to answer any 5 out of 7 questions. Now we already analyzed that question number 1. So in a half day strategy, question number 1A, like high impact questions. So question number 2A will be from BRS or depreciation. So in the given question, the 2A is from BRS, and BRS, this is exactly same question in a high impact questions in ICM material and Lakshya material. Done. Next, and there is simple question, exact question, right? So everyone can attempt. Next, 2B. This is something which might feel some students as a tricky, because in a ICMA study material there is nowhere examples for capital and revenue expense. But if you perfect in theory, then you can analyze this question easily. So theory question 2B from, that is capital and revenue expenditure. The 2B is from rectification, capital and revenue, and bad debts. So capital and revenue expenditure they have given. So first question 2A is from BRS and 2B is from capital and revenue expenditure. And next, question number 3. In a day before, like day before, already YouTube lecture updated. In that lecture, I already discussed that you should go with bill of exchange regarding this accommodation of bill of exchange and insolvency adjustment. And they have tested here accommodation and insolvency adjustment only. And this is something which is similar to high impact questions. So question number 3A, that is from bill of exchange. We got 7 marks. Next, 3B. And 3B they have given hire purchase. So here hire purchase 3B question, and this is very basic question. In a high impact questions, I tick marked questions which are like some next category questions, nothing but there is a repossession, partial repossession, complete repossession. But this is something which is very basic question. If you prepare that high impact question, you can easily attempt this question as it is basic question. So that is a basic question. Next, question number 4. In high impact questions, on overall basis, incomplete records, I selected somewhere around 2 to 3 questions. Now, if you perfectly practice those 2 to 3 questions, you can easily attempt question number 4, and this is basic question only. I think this is the luckiest examination attempt with respect to final accounts, NPO and single entry, incomplete record. This is very basic question. All the transactions are already covered in high impact questions. Next, question number 5. This is unexpected, because around like past 3 attempts in June 2023, like first attempt of CMA Inter new syllabus, they have tested conversion. Okay, and that is abnormal paper. I did not consider that paper for selecting high impact questions. But if you observe this question number 5, somewhere on which is similar to June 23 examination paper related question, but not exactly, but most of the points were covered. And this is comes like partnership total we have around 7 units, and even I also not selected the question from that 7th unit, like amalgamation of partnership firms, conversion of partnership firms. So it is unexpected. But if the student go through with that topic, you can attempt this question also. And if I attempted this exam paper, definitely I'll take choice of 5th one, because this is something which most of the students will not practice. Then next, question number 6. This is exactly similar to the high impact questions, that is branch accounting. So 6A. So 6A is from branch accounting. And next, question number 6B. This is basic question. If you go through with all high impact questions, you can easily attempt this question, that is insurance claims. So this can also be a scoring question. So 6B, insurance claim. If you observe all questions same as per our analysis. So question number 7A. I at the time of recording, at the time of uploading, like in that lecture, I discussed that we cannot make choice, we cannot make selected questions from Indies, that accounting standard. That means you should all read all AS questions, right? So this 7A is tested for integral foreign operation. Integral foreign operation, it's like dependent branch. Integral foreign operation. And next, they have mentioned that how the following items of integral foreign operation should be translated. If you okay with AS 11 and branch accounting, this can be easily attempted. Salaries and wages, actual or average rate. Depreciation furniture, same rate used for furniture. And machinery is carried at fair value, nothing but exchange rate on the date of valuation. Simple, 3 marks, easily scoring. Next, question 7A, that is about AS 22. If you observe accounting standard 22, there is 2 marks MCQ and 3 marks theory question. Total we got 5 marks from AS 22. And accounting income, taxable income, tax expense. Tax expense, it is aggregate of current tax and deferred tax. Accounting income, nothing but in accounting income as per income statement as per schedule 3 format. Tax payment, nothing but income as per the provisions of Income Tax Act. Very simple. You can easily score 3 marks. And 7B1 AS 12 accounting standard 12 in the ICMA study material. There is no question in the accounting standard 12 regarding these three, but in our Lakshya material we have given the 3 questions like based on the government grant register, how will be the accounting treatment. This is a theoretical question, and so many times I have given that, I have told that in the lectures, just go through with comparisons of all AS and IND-AS. Definitely there will be one question in your paper, that is AS 11 and AS 21 given in this paper. Most of the mock test papers, model question paper, they have tested about this. So that's the reason why I have given the comparison as an important question. So this is important question as per high impact questions. Next, question number 8A, briefly explain merits of IND-AS. There is advantages of IND-AS. So there is a larger scope increase. It facilitates comparison between global companies, and there is a organized structure formats. All these will be discussed in IND-AS. And 8B, I have given that partnership as one of the theoretical question. You have to revise entire partnership adjustments. So they have tested this for 5 marks. So this is partnership. They have tested for 4 marks. Very simple, dissolution of the partnership form. If you go through with dissolution procedure, you can easily attempt this C question, and this is on an overall basis question. So question number 8 and question number 7 is complete theory questions, and here most 70-80% of the paper same like our prediction only. So this is about entire paper, and can conclude that this paper as a average or a below average paper. It is not toughest paper. You can easily score 60 plus 70 plus marks in this paper if you prepare just high impact questions. Done. So thank you all. Thanks for your patience.